Hey, welcome back to the show, guys. Today I'm gonna do something a little bit different. Not gonna do anything automotive. Gonna work on my buck stove back here. That's what most folks call it. It's actually an oil burning, a used waste oil burner, but I want to make a heat exchanger for it. So I kind of got started. I do that a lot. I took the chimney stack thing off, and I already measured all this out and made a plate for it to bolt into here. So the first thing I did, well, after I did that, I said, hey, let's make us a cardboard template. So I came over here, and this is my piece that'll go in there where this bolted in. So I can build off of this. So I said, this is what size I want my heat exchanger to be. It's 12 inches tall, 16 inches wide, 8 inches deep. So knowing that and then measuring the hole, you can see I marked out where the hole would be. For the chimney, I made me some templates out of cardboard. Basically, the inside diameter of this, the outside diameter of that. So that and the sides make up with the angle, gives you your angles. That's basic math type stuff. Anyway, so I got this cut out, and now I gotta start making these. So I got my, and this all going to be out of 1/4 inch plate, because that's what I have laying around. So what I'm gonna do is I laid it out here where this is gonna fit in, and I'm gonna cut out 2 of these and 2 of these, and then I gotta make my sides, 2 of those, 1 for each side, and 2 of the 12 inch by 8 inch, and then 1 12 by 16. So I'm gonna have to make a 16 inch one up here to go the length. That's just to hold it in place. So that's what I'm gonna do. I got this one marked out. Let me change out the cut disc on my grinder, and we're gonna start grinding. So hang on a minute. Okay, guys, I'm back. I got metal mostly all cut up. What I got here is the 2 12 inches by 16 inch, which will be your front and your back. And then I got the 2 side plates. They're 12 inches by 8 inches. And then I got the 2 plates for leading up from the bottom. I can't remember what size they are. I got these 2. And then I got this one down here at the bottom, which is the same size as these over here. I haven't quite decided what I'm gonna do with the top, where this is gonna come on and sit, because I'm also gonna be mounting a blower on the back side of it. So I'm thinking maybe this top piece will extend out, seeing as how it's 12 inches deep, and the box itself is gonna be about 8 inches deep, be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 4 inches. That's right. I used my fingers. So I have 4 inches of hangover off this. And I'm thinking about, I'm going to use that to maybe hang the blower unit, which is right there, off the back side back here, where air will blow through the heat exchanger, and then the smoke and stuff can go out the chimney. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. We just kind of shoot from the hip and see what happens. What I've been doing here for the last couple of minutes is, I don't know if this comes across. It sure looks like it does. I've been laying out a grid of where I'm going to drill the holes for the tubing to go through. I'm pointing up here where the tubing would be. I don't have a marker. There'd be tubing that goes through here where the fan can blow through it. So as the heat comes up through the heat exchanger, it heats up the tubes. The blower blows the air through there, bringing the heat from the burner into the shop. Should work. I mean, last year, I didn't have a lot of cold days last year, but last year all I did was heat it up, and then I had the stands you see behind there. I just had one of the fans, not like this, I had a metal fan, sitting there blowing it just from the chimney. And it stayed fairly comfortable in here. So this should work pretty efficiently. But what I'm doing is I found the center, 16, which is 8 inches, 12, which is 6 inches. So I found that center, and I'm going to use 1-inch pipe. So outside diameter of 1-inch black iron pipe is 1 3/8 inches. So measuring 1 3/8 inches, roundy round, I came up with, and then I'm gonna put 1 3/8 inches in between each one. So I have a piece of tubing here and a piece of tubing here, and then in the middle of that up here, I'll have another one up here. So they're kind of offset, so the smoke kind of has to, or the heat and smoke has to up through there. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's kind of laying it out. So I got to finish out the grid on this. Let's set you over here on the stand. Maybe all that'll come in. So far what I got coming off the center, we were 1 and 3/8 inches. So I need to come off of here, 1 3/8 inches, 1 3/8 inches. I got those marked. Basically what I would end up with here is a grid, kind of like a checkerboard, basically. And then you could go to every other corner and find where you want to make your marks. So from here, 1 3, wrong one. 1 3/8 inches, 1 3/8 inches. This is the tedious, not so interesting part of fabricating. And since we're in the middle of the really, really boring parts, let me take this opportunity to thank y'all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for viewing it. Thank you for giving the thumbs up. Thank you for subscribing. You guys are awesome, man. The channel is growing, and I'm excited about that. So, but thank y'all. Please like, subscribe, comment down in the doobly-doo. Tell your mom and thems. Now back to the boring stuff. Sorry. Anyway, but yeah, man, we're growing, and I'm having fun doing it too, you know. Shoot. Where was I? 1 3/8 inches. See, I got sidetracked. So 1 inch here, 1, 2, 3/8. Sorry, I don't talk a whole lot. I talk a lot. Just not while I'm doing the mathematics. And then mathematics in the head. Okay. So now, essentially what I got here is, if you can, yeah, y'all can see that. I've got all my lines this way. That's 1 3/8 inches. I don't come over this one this way because there's no sense of marking it over here. I'm not going to put a piece of pipe there. Putting one here. Should I put one? No, because if I put one there, it's going to be so close to this edge. So it would be here. But the next one would be out here. See? So now I got to get these lines. Yeah. There we go, thinking again. But that should be from that center to there should still be 1 3/8 inches. I should still do 1 3/8 inches. Right? No. That showed 2 inches. So I made up a little template thingy where I don't know if that comes up on screen or not, but take a blue Sharpie, and it's the same thing as die cam, basically. You can mark it blue, and then you can take your scribe and scratch on it, and the scratches will show up a lot better. So what I was saying was in between here was that 1.5 inches, right? Or not 1.5 inches, 1 3/8. Yep. So if that was my 1 3/8, and then there would be, that would be center. So now I got to come off of here. Woo! Look at there. Come off of that center out to here is 1, 2, and a bunch. 1, 2, 3/4. So it'd be 2 3/4. Yep. Mathematics seems to be working. 2 3/4. So 2 3/4 of an inch there. 2 3/4 of an inch here, right there. Now, let's take this so I don't get confused here. That should be this center. And this should be that center. That ain't right. That's not going to work. Yeah, 2 3/4 is not right. So see, I marked these centers for the center holes right down the middle. So this one, big loud noise. And then should be this one. Big loud noise. Right? Now, if I come in between these, see that's the center. That would be the edge of that one. That's the center. That would be the edge of that one. And in between them, it's right on the money. So that would be that. This one would be this one. We'll use a little quieter. And then this one. And then this one. Then this one. And then this one. And then this one. Loud noise again. And again. And again. And again. And again. And again. I think there's a song that says that too. And again and again and again. Anyways. Okay, so now I should be able to go kind of sort of just a reference. And these circles are nowhere near the actual size of what the, okay. Big blue marker. There. You can see them better now. Okay, so now I need to figure out how that's going to come up, because that's not right. Excuse me. Sneezed in again. Well, let's do this. Let's measure between here and here. And that should be the between here and here. Should be the same. Should it not? From there, center to center is 4 inches. So if I go center to center, 4 inches. Center to center, 4 inches. That's the ticket. That's the ticket. So I might come off of here. That 4 inches there. That 4 inches there. That 4 inches. That 4 inches. That 4 inches. Now I should be able to draw a straight line, but I can't, so I use a ruler. But I can determine about how wide my pencil lead is. It's not really a pencil. I don't know what that stuff's made out of, but it's made for drawing on metal so you can weld, and it kind of illuminates a little bit as you're welding. You can see it a little better. I don't know why I'm telling you that, just it is. It's kind of neat. There. Right there. Let's just do this. I'm gonna make more loud noise. There. 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 And there. Now let's make some little drawy circles on that. And voila! That's what our heat exchanger is going to look like. I don't know if that came across on camera or not. Yeah. So now, it'll be like that. And all those little blue circles will be a piece of pipe for air to blow through. As the heat comes this way, it'll have to go around and down and down and down. Klinko! It'll play opposite Klinko. It'll have to go, because it goes up. Clink, 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 clink. I'm sorry. Anywhoosie, yeah. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this. I did tack weld these. I tacked all on 3 sides anyway. That way I can mark it, drill it, and it stays the same. The sides are really, really close. So now the fun part comes of actually drilling all these holes. Yeah. So what I think my next maneuver, we'll move this. Truck might as well be good for something. I got these, which is this template. I still have to cut these. So that one's to come. I got to cut these. Yep. Yeah. And I got to cut the inside of this out. Because this is the base which everything is built off of right here. So, man, I'm walking way over there. Y'all can't see nothing I'm doing. I'm a bad YouTuber. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, I got to do more grinding, more cutting. So, yeah. This is what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to pause the video because, that's what I do is I make videos that I can pause all the time on. But like I said, I love the fabricating. I like doing it. But as far as video goes, dude, it's like the worst video entertainment ever. Because it really is boring. Unless you're inside my head and then you can see Looney Tunes.
Yeah, but that's all, folks.
Okay, I'm going to pause the video. And this may take me like the rest of the day because drilling all them holes is going to be fun. I mean, it's going to be a son of a gun. Then I got to cut the rest of this stuff out and cutting and grinding. I'll just play a montage of me cutting and grinding. What is it, a montage? I don't know. Anyway, I'll be back in just a little bit. All right, guys, I'm back. It has been a couple of days. I took my plates, the 12-inch by 16-inch plates, and we drilled some holes in them. 1 3/8 holes. What I did is I actually tack welded these two together. I don't remember if I showed that on camera or not. I tacked those two together, drilled both holes at the same time. So I have actually kind of a reference point on each one where I bookshelf them together. As you can see, I've already got one pipe already put in. I cut each one of these at 9 inches and thinking that would probably be the best way to do it, seeing as how between the two are these 8-inch pieces. So maybe that'll work, I hope. But yeah, I went ahead and stuck this one in here. I've used a couple of pieces of 1/4-inch plate, some scrap-ish plates on each side to put it in there. And then I tacked this one in so I can set it up. We'll set it down and look at it. And we got a good bit of hangout here so that I can weld the outside of this. Remember that, the heat and everything, smoke has to come through here. So I do want a nice airtight seal there, or as close to airtight as I can get anyway. What I think I'm going to do is, these are 1/4-inch plates. This, I believe, is an 1/8-inch plate. So I'm going to put it in there. because I don't think I need quite that much sticking out back there. And when I measure it, which I've lost my tape measure somewhere over the rainbow. Anyway, I don't know where my tape measure went. I think when I measured it, this is a little bit over 8 inches. I'm not even pointing the camera at it. I think this is a little bit over 8 inches. And by the time I add the 1/4 inch to that, I have probably 1/8 of an inch sticking out. So I'm gonna go ahead and raise this up a little bit, maybe. I don't know. I think it'll work. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to put y'all on the tripod. There we go. I'm gonna try and do one more. Let's turn on our gas and our welding machine. We are grounded over there, so we'll grab us another piece of tubing here and set it right there. And I got these handy dandy magnets. These are just the Harbor Freight versions, really, but they do have that little groove down them. So when you put on a piece of pipe to it, it does center it. So you can kind of use that and plumb it both ways. So that's what I'm gonna do for this. I try to get it kind of centered in the hole there, a little bit-ish. Yeah. I found my tape measure. Let's measure that to see exactly how much I have sticking out. I have 8 3/8. And with this one, I'll have, I think maybe I'll just stick with the way I had it done. Like that. That'll be better. Let's just do it that way. Yeah. Now, let's tack it in there. Put a glove on. I don't want to burn my hand. And there. And that'll hold it. That's all I'm gonna do. That'll hold it up there. So that's what I'm gonna do for every one of these. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Fabric cobbling, as exciting as ever. I got 2 of these done, so all I gotta do is do the rest of them. No, what I think I need to do is let's take, I'll do it from this side. I'll put y'all over here. I'm gonna take one of these, which is an 8-inch piece on the ground. And we'll set this up. And then we can take this piece and put it here. This may be a wise idea to do this because, see, those pipes ain't lining up. Them's not lining up where well, it's not worth a hoo-ha, but yep, that's what I'm gonna have to do, folks. I'm not gonna be able to just throw them on the table and zap them down. Okay. Don't fall over. Let me show you what I'm dealing with. See the gap there? As I put them through there, those pipes are twisted. So I'm not getting, it's not coming out level. Now I'm gonna put one on each side. Let's get some clamps. Just some quick clamps. And we'll take this one. Before we get carried away there, let me get a file. Because I haven't deburred these yet. There. Set this one in over here. It ain't gotta be, yeah, it's gotta be close to perfect. Just get it in there. We'll take this. Clamp that together. Excuse me. And then we got this one. This one's been deburred. Put it on this side. Tappy tool. Let's snug this one down. You know what may need to do is actually tack the box. Move it over this way. Yeah, what I think I'm going to end up doing is, you can see this corner is still up high. If I tack that down, yeah, so you can see there's a good bit. I can still run a bead on that. Yeah, and this corner is way up. Let's do some figure in here. Let me get some squares. Got squares. That's pretty square on that. That's pretty square there. All right, yeah. I'm gonna have to tack this to the table. I probably should tack that back one first because it'll be easier. Yep. Okay. Now, this, y'all see what I'm talking about? This is way up. I need a way to bring that down. Let's try. I'm back. Let's try this F clamp. Look at that. She's bringing her right on down. Check my squareness. Not too shabby. Not too bad. We're pretty square with the table. So let me tack this down. All right. Now I can take this clamp off. We'll throw it back under the bench. Now, with that being done, I should be able to just chunk some more tubes in. They're gonna be awful pain in the hind tail to tack in. Well, I guess I tack them on the outside, couldn't I? Yeah, why can't I just tack them on the outside? I don't see a problem with that. Y'all come look and see what I've done. Either I messed it up or I'm a genius. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I just got them sticking through. They're not all the same length. I don't think that. That's the perfectionist in me. It's not going to matter. It does not matter if they're all the same length or not. But I got them tacked. I got these 3 already tacked in. These 2 are tacked in from the inside. I'm not going to do anything on this side just yet. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything just yet. Let me get all these put in and tacked on this side, which is going to take a good bit of work, because not only did I have to cut all them pieces of tubing, I also have to grind them, sand them, whatever you want to call it. So I got my old trusty belt sander here with a almost wore out belt on it. And I zip each one of these. And I think there was 26. I think there's 26 of them, something like that. So yeah, I got to grind the paint off the outside and catch the burrs, get the burrs off of them too. It's awful helpful. So let me do that. I want to get hearing protection because this thing's kind of noisy-ish. And I got to do that to every single one of these. So, yeah, I'm going to pause the video again so that I can sand off every single one of these and get them tacked into that box. So, let me get all this done and I'll be back. All right, I'm back, guys. I got all the welding done, got it all fabbed up and everything. Let me show you what I got done here. I showed y'all how I was going to put the tubes in there. I welded every single one of them, front and back. Then we welded up the sides and everything. To look down inside of it, this thing's a little bit heavy, but yeah. All the tubes are welded both sides all the way around. So your heat and your smoke come up through here. And that topper goes on top right here. I had to cut it out kind of weird and then drilled and tapped it. And then I had to weld this outside edge on, kind of contain the smoke. So that's kind of a countersunk. That's how it is on over here. They do make like kind of a countersink. My gloves are horrible, but yeah, it's kind of countersunk down. I don't know how well that comes over on camera. I guess pretty good, but that's what I was trying to accomplish here. Also, what I did down here is where we tapered it in. I had to add a 1-inch piece across here, only because so I could get the screws in. That was going to be sitting down so far, I couldn't get the screw in there, so I had to put it up there. So that's all I did, really. I mean, it doesn't look like much when it's all together, but man, that's a day and a half of welding. So let me put y'all on the tripod. Yeah, I marked it front, so let me put y'all over here on the tripod. I'll pick this big behemoth up and we'll set it over here. So hang on a second. Now watch me drop it. Alrighty. Now, see if we can't get some of these bolts started back in here. That one in there. There we go. Now the bolts on the top here, you can actually get to them from the inside. There we go. So what I'll end up doing is, let me grab some nuts because I didn't grab nuts for it. So give me a second to go round up some nuts. Okay, I'm back. I got nuts now. Like I say, you can reach these from the inside. It's hard to hold all washer and all that stuff one-handed. Come on. Now, while I was getting nuts, I should have got a wrench or two. Get these at least hand started. Then we'll get us a tightening device. It's very sooty. Sooty? I think that's what you call it. All right, let me grab a wrench. Okay, we got us a wrench, we got us a ratchet. I don't know which one will work, but let's go get another wrench. Okay, a couple of wrenches and a ratchet. Let's see what we can get done here. Helps to have your ratchet wrench in the right direction. You don't have to, but it helps. Okay, let me get this one over here next. Kind of crisscross them. I don't know if it helps, but that's what we're gonna do. Geez, I put my gloves on to bring this thing over here so I wouldn't get all dirty. Then I stuck my hand in here. Well, that plan didn't work out so well. The whole staying clean part. All right, that's on there. We'll just leave that right there, grab the topper. There's the topper. She sits in there like that. And then we got the bolts. And I'll bring you up here in just a second because I want to show you how this sits flush. Kind of proud of it, I reckon. I don't know. Okay. Now, as I was saying, this is how it sits down in there flush. So I'm hoping that the smoke doesn't come around it. There's a small lip. I don't know if y'all noticed it earlier when I showed. There's a small lip on the inside. So it's flattened this way, flattened this way. So it should hold. It should hold the smoke. It did down here, and there's no gasket or anything like that for it. So I think it'll hold or contain the smoke. Now, I can put my gloves on so I don't get dirty. Let's lift this up because this almost takes up an entire section of pipe, maybe a little bit more. this just fits on here. Just. Well, it was on there before. Well, let's get some hook pick tools. See if a small pick will do it. There it went. Yeah. That went down on there good. So with that up there, now the blower unit, I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with this yet. As far as containing the air or making the air move. That was mount all the way over there. But anyway, so I'll show you that. My chimney comes down on top of it. We mount this back here. Like I say, I need to move this back, I guess. Yeah, that'll have to move back. But air will blow through here, taking heat, and bringing it out into the shop. That's what we're after. I guess probably later on tonight, maybe. We'll start it up, see how it works, I guess. I should move that outlet over to there. Anyway, that's how it turned out, guys. Whew. It's warm out here, and I'm building the heater. It's 90 degrees. Anyway, I know I didn't show a lot of the welding and cutting. It's just not that interesting, you know. So, like I say, I showed you everything I could other than cutting every little piece and welding it all together, which is not interesting at all. But I appreciate everybody watching. I didn't come up with this on my own. I've seen pictures of them. I've seen other, like YouTubes, where they kind of do the same thing. A lot of them on a much bigger scale. So yeah, it is what it is. I appreciate everybody watching. Please like, subscribe. You can do the little thumbs up. Turn on your notifications so you know when I'm putting out a video. Oh yeah, tell your mom and them. And remember, if you ain't doing something, you ain't doing nothing.